Dubliner Mike Meegan is a doctor who lives and works with some of the poorest people in Africa, in an area devastated by AIDS and tropical diseases. He came here 25 years ago with no clear idea of what he wanted to do, but with a passion to help the suffering, the starving, and the dying. Mike Meegan had just turned 20 when he first came to Kenya. What he saw here changed his life forever. He had thought of becoming a Jesuit priest, but instead he decided to set up a small new aid agency. He called it ICROSS, the International Community for the Relief of Starvation and Suffering.
Between 1 or 2 to 3 wives.
What he wanted to do from the start was to encourage Africans to tackle Africa's problems.
What kind of business is this?
Mike Meegan began his work here among the nomadic Maasai people. 25 years ago, he lived in their villages and worked with their traditional healers. Today, his new health clinics are transforming the lives of 300,000 people.
And this is no palace, but it's here, and it's open, and it's working.
Steve Masenka grew up in a traditional Maasai village. 7 years ago, he qualified as a doctor at Kenya's main medical college. He could have had a highly paid career in medicine in the capital, Nairobi. Instead, he decided to come back here and live and work among his own people.
Steve could live in a nice house in Nairobi. He could drive a car. He could have money in the bank. And instead, he's living, as his family have done for centuries, in a traditional Maasai hut, made out of cow shit and small bits of wood. And he lives there with no electricity, no water, no toilet, and that's the doctor for this community. And he's saying, I want to go and help these people who are the poorest people on earth that I've ever seen, and these are the people who I should be with. He could get 20 times the salary tomorrow, and instead he wants to work in this program. Steve would be, if he was living anywhere else, respected for being a hero. He'd be respected for living in extreme poverty. The fact that he's black, living in his own community, people don't notice. But what he's turned down to live among his own people, with humility and with gentleness and with service, is to me really amazing. And that's the backbone of change. If you want to create change with nothing, that's how you do it.
During his 25 years in Africa, Mike Meegan has contracted many of the diseases he's devoted his life to fighting. He's had malaria 6 times, fallen ill with cholera, gone blind, been paralyzed, and received the last rites on 5 occasions.
I will lie on my deathbed only as a man, and I will face my God only as a man, and I will answer to my God only as a man. Full of sin, full of weakness, full of all sorts of stuff, but I will answer him and say, this is the best I could do.
Yeah,